Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live here this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day as per usual. And let's say hello to a few folks here as they come on, get their notices. And we're always happy for question and answer Friday. So who's number one today? Mike from Norland, Brahim, Portland, Oregon, Rosalinda, Niagara Falls, Rosa, good morning. Jen from Cape Breton, right? And Jen's at the gym. Kevin, how are you? Mary, how are you? And Micheline, bonjour. Georgie, Halifax. Nick from our staff, good morning. Donna, Park Hill. Nellie, good morning. And Doc, how are you? Dr. McEwen. West Tennessee. Donna, Bell Valley. Anita, good morning. Dave, Muskoka. Regina, how are you? Louise, Nouveau Brunswick. Dubraka, Mississauga. Maria, Claudie, Kim, good morning. Enterprise, New Brunswick. Never been there. Sandy, Bell River, Ontario. Chantal, Ottawa. Linda, St. Jude, Quebec. Fran from Orangeville. And Renee, good morning from Sudbury. Crisp, okay. Marilyn from Edmonton. And Alicia. And Kim from Dowling. Deb from Motown. Jocelyn, good morning. Gary. And Susan. And Donna. And Susan's from Nova Scotia. Dorothy, good morning. Luella. West Tennessee too. Martin, Tennessee. I love that name, Martin, don't you? Annette. Somchai, how are you? Yolande, Karen, Suzanne from Calgary, and Milika. Okay, let's say hello to a couple of more. Pablo from Brownsville, Texas. Dottie, sunny New Brunswick. Michelle, Margaret from Lakeland. Edith, good morning. And one more, Sandy, good morning to you. Okay, let's get to the questions. Alicia is asking a question about her 5-year-old son who does not eat a lot of dairy, and you're worried about it, okay? And he doesn't like meat that much, more chicken, some hamburgers, but loves eggs. Okay, so that's a good question. What do you do? Okay? Well, look, kids are smart. Never stop repeating, Alicia, the importance of eggs, meat, and cheese, okay? So dairy, I don't want anybody to ditch dairy. I want people to switch dairy. I don't know if he's drinking milk or not, but I'd rather not, okay? I'd rather not. And just because grocery store milk isn't what it used to be. But look, and let's say you got people that can't have dairy. They just can't. Well, for those people, look, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, they're still going to do well, especially your son. If he loves eggs, then give him as many eggs as he likes to eat. Eggs is like perfect food in a lot of ways, okay? And, if he eats hamburger, that's good. Hamburger's got B12. Hamburger is very good meat. Okay? Steak's better, but hamburger is very good. So, just do the best you can, Alicia. And always, always educate your kids on nutrition, and they get it. They're smart. They'll figure it out. And, just emphasize, I'm big on teaching kids. When kids came into the office, I taught them Nutrition 101, even at a young age, especially if they had ADD or ADHD. Now, you were asking the question, how much omega-3, wait a minute, loves eggs. We do omega-3 and vitamin D. Oh, okay, you do. Okay. Okay, well, I love omega-3, especially the DHA part of it. And, follow the instructions. You're not going to get a high DHA unless it's made specifically for that. But for children, that's all right. Vitamin D, well, look, I can't even talk to you about dosage, okay? There's a war on vitamin D, and I have to be very careful when they're not my patients, okay? So, follow the instructions on the label. That's the only advice. I tell you what I take. It's a lot different than what's recommended because, like I said, there's a war on vitamin D. Okay, Al is asking, what is systemic enzyme therapy? Proteolytic enzymes like serrapeptase. These are enzymes, and they're called proteolytic. And I like them. I used to have a product called Jointzyme, which was proteolytic enzymes. I replaced it with, I believe, a better formula because it does more things, and that is inflammation formula, okay? But yeah, it was used for inflammation. It was used, proteolytic enzymes is used for anti-clotting and can be used for arthritis. And like I said, I just found that I like the combination of things better, Al, for me. And in my practice, that's why I developed inflammation formula. Rosalinda, is it true everyone will get cataracts? Well, look, to some extent that is true because cataracts, okay, because you're asking the question, what causes it? Well, it's when you look at your eyes, okay? And remember, cataracts is like aging, but how does that happen? It's circulation. Your eyeballs rely on its blood supply. You look in behind the eye and you see blood supply. You see blood vessels, lots of them. And if they start to oxidize, look, we all going to age, and yeah, if you age and you live long enough, you probably will deal with cataracts. Now, I just got to tell you about me, okay? I started wearing glasses, so obviously my eyes changed when I was 50 years old. So I don't even think I was quite 50, maybe 49. I can't remember exactly, okay? And I don't need glasses for distance. I need glasses to read. But I'm so used to wearing my glasses that I always have them on, but I don't need them necessarily to drive in that. But I'm comfortable with them. But do you know that here I am, okay, almost 71, and my eyes are better than they were when I was 48 or 49, okay? Because when I go to the optometrist, they say, well, your prescription, you can use it. I definitely need it for reading. I definitely need glasses for reading. But my eyes, because of the blood supply, are not aging rapidly. They're aging, but I'm better than I used to be as far as my eyeballs are concerned. So, but I take care of my eyes, okay? I take care of them. And, Rosalinda, so what do I do? Well, I'm very big on high DHA. I talk about that all the time because it helps with, it keeps your blood vessels slippery. The other one I like is Navitol, because Navitol is an antioxidant and it protects you from free radical damage and oxidation. Take out an apple, cut it in half, and before your very eyeballs, speaking of eyeballs, you'll see an apple oxidize very quickly as soon as you cut it. It's a great illustration, right? I used to do seminars all the time. I'd cut an apple, and within a few minutes I'd show them. And then I'd cut another apple. And on one side I put a little lemon juice, just a few drops of it. And then I would show the difference between the side with the lemon juice and the side that was unprotected at all. And it would, like the other apple, would start to age very quickly. It's oxidizing. And lemon juice, which has some antioxidant in it, okay? What did it do? Well, it protected that side. It slowed the aging process. So that's what antioxidants do. Now, Navitol, because it does more than that, it protects from oxidation. Secondly, it opens up those blood vessels because it elevates nitric oxide. You got more blood supply. And what happens in aging is that your blood vessels stiffen up. That's why, again, high DHA helps to lubricate, keeps your blood vessels slippery. The Teflon layer there, the endothelium layer of your blood vessels. Okay? So it's blood supply, blood supply, blood supply. You name the problem in eyeballs, and at the end of the day, it's blood supply. That's why diabetics get problems with, like, for example, diabetics often get diabetic retinopathy. It's blood supply. So eyes, Rosalinda, cataracts, glaucoma, you name it, blood supply. So there is an anti-aging that you can do. It doesn't mean that you'll never, come on, you're going to age, but you slow it down. And I think that's really important, okay? Now, good question, Rosalinda. Thank you. Patricia, what are your thoughts on flavored coffee beans? Well, look, how do they do it? Okay? It's a process. And is it a chemical process? Usually. So, look, I love coffee. You guys know that. Flavored coffee beans. It depends how they do them. And from what I know is that they use a chemical process, most of them. If you can find a company that makes flavored coffee beans without any process there, okay, good for you. Okay. And Marilyn, what's my product on NAC? N-acetyl cysteine. Now, well, look, it got a lot of ink in the last couple of years, especially through COVID. This is a supplement. The FDA actually recommended to take it off the market, not because it was dangerous. It was because companies were making claims, and Amazon took it off and then put it back on. Do I like it? I like it. It's, listen, I know about NAC for 50 years. It helps to dry up mucus. It helps with clotting. It helps, it's an antioxidant. And, that's why in COVID, they were talking about NAC because it could help dry up the mucus in the lungs. So it sort of got on the hit parade there. But look, I mean, you know, you have to understand, for me, I've been around a long time. So every once in a while, you'll see it. Every year or 2 years, you get a new hit, what I call a hit product. Meaning it gets up on top of the pyramid. And literally, for a lot of it, it's because multi-level companies, they put it up there. And people get excited. And look, I don't dislike NAC. It elevates your glutathione. I just know what I know. And in my practice, I would prefer, and because I've seen the results of it, day in and day out, and that's Navitol. It elevates your glutathione. It elevates nitric oxide. It is the most powerful antioxidant I've ever worked with. And I've seen the research on pine bark extract, if you see it. And there was a new paper that came out this week on pine bark extract and ADD and ADHD. Incredible. Without side effects. And, you know, like, they actually put it up. Listen to this. They put up pine bark extract against Ritalin in a study. And it got the same result. Here's, you know, I actually was going to bring it to you. It got the same results as Ritalin without the side effect. Now, you probably are not going to read that anywhere because you don't think Ritalin is not a big business, but that is a fact. And I've been talking about pine bark extract for 40 years. Our Navitol product. And how it crosses the blood-brain barrier. And it's so effective. So when, Marilyn, here's my point I'm trying to make. NAC is good. And I'm glad it's back on the market. Okay? And the FDA, because they actually use it as a medication. And that's what they were saying. Look, you should get a prescription for NAC. But anyways, they relented and let it back on the market. I'm not quite sure what Canada thinks of it. I'm not quite sure. I gotta look it up. Health Canada is pretty strict. So I'm gonna look it up and see if it has an approval back here, because I know that Health Canada is pretty tough. Okay, thank you, Mary. Colette, what do you recommend for people who no longer have a gallbladder, use it or lose it, and still get diarrhea when eating healthy fats? Well, look, you got to be careful, Colette, because you don't have a gallbladder. Now, listen, you're still making bile because your liver makes bile, not your gallbladder. Your gallbladder is just a reservoir. And your body works without a gallbladder. It's better to have it. You're meant to have it, obviously. You know what I used to do with patients that didn't have a gallbladder? I used to give them digestive enzymes with a lot of lipase because that helped break down the fats. So I was big on that. I find if you don't have a gallbladder, I used to put patients on digestive enzymes. And, for people doing the reset, maybe a little bit less fat. But a lot of times with digestive enzymes before a meal, they found that they did fine. Okay, so Colette, that's and can increased levels of stress make you have heartburn? Absolutely. Absolutely. Cortisol can be high cortisol can be very hard on the digestive tract, including acid reflux. It can aggravate, doesn't necessarily cause acid reflux. Acid reflux is caused by, it's like the gallbladder. You use it or lose it. Acid reflux is caused by when you live on crappy carbs, your stomach acidity in a human being is much different from that of a cow. A cow is meant to eat grass, so you don't have to. Okay? Let the cows eat the plants so that you can eat the meat. But if you don't, your stomach literally was made to eat red meat. It's very acidic. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so this, and stress can aggravate that. Yes, it can. Stress can affect a lot of things, for sure. Okay. And Liz, I can't stomach coffee. Liz. Okay. I feel sorry for you. Okay. Do I get vitamin C in food? Yeah, now what vitamin C are you talking about? Okay. Okay, because yes, you get vitamin C, ascorbic acid, when you eat fruits and some vegetables. You got vitamin C in there. You got vitamin C in steak too. Okay? Do you get it? Ascorbic acid? Yeah, you get it in foods. But do you get coffee and other foods? No. Coffee's very unique, but it's got 1,000 phytonutrients, okay? I say it. The real vitamin C is coffee. So when you don't drink coffee, you don't get the real vitamin C. Now you get the other vitamin C in food. Yeah, for sure. Fruits. Okay? Mostly. Okay? Where you get ascorbic acid. But in coffee you know that coffee is 500 times more powerful than ascorbic acid. 500 times more. Why do I like it so much? Okay, Liz, you know I was just teasing you, right? Like, I still love you, even though you don't like coffee, or you can't stomach it, meaning it bothers you. Well, I know, gee. Okay. Paul, of the red meat that we eat, does a good job at removing pesticides in the grass that they eat? Yeah, you know what, Paul? That's a good question. People ask me that a lot because they're always worried, you know, red meat that you go buy. Look, if you got a farmer, and you're getting your meat from the farmer, tell that farmer, first of all, that they owe me money, because I always love farmers, okay? And I like talking about them and how good they are for us. And, you know, when I read in the Netherlands that they want to eliminate 3,000 farms, are people crazy? Are people crazy? What are they doing? Are they trying to get rid of us? You get rid of us. You get rid of farmers, and you're going to get rid of us. Oh, anyway, now, okay, now, cows, they have a liver. It's actually good to eat, right? No, I don't like it. I don't like liver. I don't like the taste of it. I'm not saying it's not good for you. It's very good for you. Okay? But cows have a wonderful liver. And what you have to understand, that cow's liver blocks out those pesticides. Okay? Now, some people think, well, because of that, you can't eat the liver. Nah, that's not how it works. Your liver doesn't work like that. Okay? It doesn't work like that, even though because what the liver does, even in a cow, it produces glutathione, which velcros pesticides. and herbicides and heavy metals. And, you know, when they raise a cow with a growth hormone, now I don't like it. I don't. I wish they didn't do it. And antibiotics, I wish they wouldn't do it. But the cows have a system. They have a liver. And the liver detoxifies that stuff so that the meat isn't tainted by that. It's not. Now, is it better to get organic? Yeah. Is it better to get grass-fed? Yeah, it is. Because now you're going to get more omega-3. You're going to get DHA in grass-fed. That's why I always like grass-fed beef. Okay? But just understand that, you know, the cow has a provision for you. It's called its liver. Its liver does the job on detoxing. Okay? And guys, I gotta say it again and again and again and again. We don't live in a perfect world. We really don't. And if you think, now I'm telling you, like I just said, it's always better to know a farmer and grass-fed beef and all that, because that's what cows are meant to eat. They're meant to eat grass and not grains. Okay? They're meant to eat grass. Now, but you aren't going to get away from it. If you're not going to get away from all the chemicals. You're not going to get away from all of the plastic. You're not going to get away completely. Okay, do everything you can. I agree with that. But I always tell people, look, you live in a different world. You and I. And if you think DuPont is going away when they created 100,000 new chemicals in the last 40, 50 years, well, good luck with that. Good luck. I don't care if you move to Costa Rica and you live on an island. You're going to get some tainted everything in the oceans, in the water, in the atmosphere, in the environment, from the top of Mount Everest to the placenta. Folks, protect yourself as much as you can. Make your liver work even better. Because your body has its own detox system. Your body is fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay? You got it? So look, that's why I don't want people to get discouraged. People that don't have a budget for everything organic. Now, I'm a big guy on investing in your health. Okay? I am. But at the end of the day, eat better. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Live on that as much as possible. Sure, you can have your plants and you can have some fruit, but don't live on that stuff. That shouldn't be number one on your plate. Okay, I got excited. Okay. Yeah, well, you just asked the second question about growth hormone at Costco. And literature claims honey is look, honey's in the Bible. Okay? Honey's in the Bible. It's good for you. But you know there's a verse in the Bible that says, don't eat too much honey. It's good for you, but not too much. Now, let me say this about honey. Honey. Okay. And, honey, listen. Be careful with honey. Use it very sparingly, because we live in a different world, okay? I already talked to you about the environment and all the chemicals, but we also live in a world where sugar, we're up to almost 200 pounds a year. I don't know how many teaspoons that is a day, but it's a dump truck load every year. We have a big problem. 93% of the population have metabolic syndrome. 93%, which is caused by insulin, which is caused by sugar and crappy carbohydrates that turn to sugar rapidly. Okay? So now, if you add honey to that, be careful, honey. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Like, I like honey. I do. I know it's better. Unpasteurized honey, local honey. Yep. But don't live on it just because it's going to spike your blood sugar to some extent. Now, honey is good for you, okay, in limited in this day and age. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Good question. Okay, and Lucy's asking, oh, wait a minute, anti-inflammatory. Yeah, it's true. All true about honey, Ann, but be careful. Lucy, what are your thoughts, Dr. Martin, on alpha-lipoic cysteine? I like alpha-lipoic acid. You know why? Because it's got study after study. A good friend of mine, it used to be, I haven't seen him in quite a few years now, but a guy I used to lecture with quite a bit a while back was a guy by the name of Dr. Richard Passwater. And he was a genius. What a researcher. And we actually, because we did a lot, we were on a circuit together. And he wrote a book about alpha-lipoic acid, and man, the research on that. Now, you got to understand, that was over 30 years ago. 30 years ago. And smart. And I love alpha-lipoic acid, and I started using it in my office to regulate blood sugar. And if you look at my insulin balance formula, look at that formula, there's not one better on the market. I'm telling you, because I used it in my practice to lower insulin, lower blood sugar. And alpha-lipoic acid has a lot of research on how it lowers blood sugar. It's a powerful antioxidant too. Okay, I love alpha-lipoic acid. I really do. I combined it with with my formula in insulin balance. Okay, thank you for asking that question, Lucy. Okay, Louise, can you take an 81 milligram aspirin with upgraded DHA? Will it cause bleeding? I take 2 DHA daily and was taking 81 milligrams aspirin. Okay, look, I talked to you about aspirin. Was it last week? When we did the whole thing on medicine's treatment of heart disease. Aspirin and statin drugs. And we went over all that, okay? And the FDA now, okay, not me, the FDA, they told aspirin to scale back. You can't say it prevents heart attacks. You can't make that claim. Now, if you're having a heart attack, I think taking an aspirin or a stroke is a very good idea. But to take it on a daily basis, Louise, the FDA says no. Don't do it. Now, you got to understand, okay? You look at anything with vitamin K2 because people don't understand it, including the FDA, Health Canada, and all that. They put warning, they make you put warning on labels. High DHA, it's good. Be careful if you're on any anti-clotting medication like aspirin or... Guys, look, and I understand why they do it. I understand it. But DHA, if you eat steak, you're taking aspirin, so you're not supposed to eat steak? You're not supposed to eat fish? Are you kidding me? They don't think past their nose. The waiting rooms aren't full. Oh, I know why you're here. Because you're bleeding, because you're taking DHA or omega-3 with your aspirin. Nah, it's the aspirin. Why do you think the FDA actually put a warning out? They did it. I didn't do it. They did it. They said this. you know what? The benefits of aspirin are outweighed by the side effects of aspirin. You know, look, I gotta be careful what I say, but it bothers me because so many people, you know, well, you know, I can't take anything because I'm on medications. Okay? What, you're not supposed to eat them either? Anyway, look. Thanks for the question, Louise. Jocelyn, my husband Dale would like to know when you work out, time of the day, AM or PM, or does it matter? Well, Dale, I work out in the morning, okay? I work out in the morning. I have a routine, okay? And I'm an AM guy. You know, like, I don't like, by the way, I actually write this in my new book because I'm talking about sun, steak, and steel, right? So under the steel, I talk about working out. And I really want people to get strong. And if you were, Dale, to follow me to the gym, well, you'd be waking up in the morning and doing it. I really believe that's probably the best time, but any exercise you do at any time of the day is going to be beneficial. Now, I try and keep it at least a few hours away from going to bed, okay? But I'm a creature of habit. I've been working out in the mornings for the last more than 50 years. More than 50 years. Okay? So, is it the best time? I think it is. But if you go at noon or whatever, well, just go and work out, Dale. Okay? Good for you. Good question. Okay? Doug, my labs are 600 for vitamin D, taking 10,000 IUs. Well, if they're high, remember, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. If they're high, well, nothing's going to happen to you. But if you're at 600, you know, Canadian, right? In the United States, like vitamin D in Canada is 2.5 times higher than the number they use in the USA. It's just their form of measurement, okay? So, if it's too high, there's a couple of things. A lot of medications can make your levels of vitamin D go high. I always aim high, by the way. Now, 600, in my opinion, is too high. Now you can stop taking it. You don't have to take 10,000 IUs. Get off of it for a month. Okay, good question, by the way, Doug. But look, the other thing is medications. A lot of medications can really disrupt the vitamin D cycle and cause those numbers to go up. And I don't worry about high vitamin D very much. Although, like I said, if it gets beyond, like in the United States, if it gets beyond 100, I usually get people to scale back. If it gets in Canada to 250 and over, even 300 I kind of like, I get people to scale back. And only get in the sun when you can. Okay? Because your body will never, ever, ever overdose on sun. It won't. You know, that's why your body is a solar panel, because you'll never overdose on vitamin D from the sun, ever. Because your body will only take what it needs, and then it won't take any more from the sun. But when you take a supplement, you can go high, and you can go too high. But again, I aim high, but if it's too high, I just get you to scale back the supplement. Okay? Thanks for the question, Doug. We appreciate it. Francis, we are told that too much coffee causes lumps in the breast. Do you see me, Francis, getting a headache now because of fake news? eliminates lumps in the breast. If you understand what coffee does, it is so anti-cancer. It is one of the greatest things to fight cancer is coffee. You know when you get lumps in the breast, you get fibrous tissue in the breast when you eat too much vegetables from nitrates. Coffee doesn't give you that. Okay, now I protect coffee, don't I? Hey, coffee companies, you owe me. I'm your protector and your promoter. But I'm telling you the truth, my friend. If you want to help yourself to your body to protect yourself against cancer, you better take the real vitamin C. The real one. Okay? And I double down on that. Francis, where did you hear that? Michelin, does the thyroid supplement help hormonal issues too? Yep. For sure. Okay? And it's the why I blend it the way I do. Okay? And Michelin, listen, well, one of the things I didn't mention, because we were talking about the thyroid, was it yesterday? Okay? And I gave you Hormones 101, okay? And we talked about the thyroid and what affects it. And one of the reasons, I just want to mention this, because I thought about it afterwards. I didn't mention it. Ladies, this is for you. When your cortisol is high, your stress hormone is high, it robs your progesterone. Okay? High cortisol robs progesterone. So what happens? It can really mess you up because, again, a woman needs balance. Estrogen, progesterone, equal. That's when they do well. Equal. But when you have high stress, cortisol needs progesterone. It robs it. And ladies, that can give you a big imbalance. And we talked about all of that. The thyroid formula is meant to help balance. And it's meant to affect, because TSH, okay, thyroid stimulating hormone, remember, there's other things involved in that. You got to go up to the hypothalamus and then down to the pituitary gland. In our formula, we help support the hypothalamus and the pituitary before your thyroid, because your thyroid's a puppet. It's a puppet. Lots of strings attached. Very good question, Michelin. Amanda. Okay, this is, do we still reap the benefits of cheese and butter even though it's not raw? Yeah. You know why? Because there are some good things in your grocery store, you know? And if you can get organic, like I said, I like organic, but everything is pasteurized. Do I like that? Nah. But if you don't have a cow in the backyard, what are you to do? Unless your farmer, even then, it's hard because you can't get... Let me make one point, guys. Think about this, okay? We saw it over the last 2 years. When you get public health involved, when they make all the decisions, what do? Okay? Public health, what do? They don't want any bacteria. They don't want no viruses. They want zero. Okay? Because that's their training. You got a virus. You got the flu. They don't want anybody ever to have anything. Okay? When public health got involved in the dairy industry, they don't want any bugs. They don't want no salmonella, They don't want no nothing. Okay? And so pasteurization, it's in the Bible according to the health units, okay? Public health. Because they're so anti-bugs, anti-bacteria, antiviral, they can't even see anything else. They just see that. Look, we got to live with that. You know, I was screaming, wasn't I? What about our immune system? Not all bugs are bad. You need to be exposed to bugs. Anyways, now look, back to dairy. Look, go to your grocery store, pick up butter. Don't pick up margarine, pick up butter. Do you know what? It's got vitamin K2 in it, even in the grocery store. It's got, you see, it's got a lot of vitamins. It's got vitamin K2. You look at cheese. It's got very high protein, healthy fat, and vitamin K2 and other vitamins. Vitamin K2 is my favorite in butter and cheese because it's so good for you. And it's found in the grocery store. So not all things are bad there, even though they're pasteurized. Okay? Just understand you can hardly get away from it. If you can buy organic, yep, it's still pasteurized. Okay? It's still pasteurized. So do you get what I'm saying? Okay? You get what I'm saying, Amanda? Okay? Yeah, raw. I wish we could all get raw milk. I wish we could. Okay? I mean it. But don't ditch dairy, switch dairy. Okay, guys. Thanks for all the questions. You guys agree. Okay? We love question and answer Friday. Okay. And Carol is saying, hey, Doc, it's 9:16. I know. We always go overtime on Friday. Okay. We love you guys. Talk to you soon.